Hey everyone, it's Victor here, and I'm back once again, much sooner than expected, because I actually have things to talk about. I got a new tattoo. It was the same artist that did my previous tattoo, which I will pop up the video here if you haven't seen it. Sam Claw, she's amazing. She's still an apprentice. She may have just qualified now, which is baffling to me because her style is just out of this world. She is so incredibly naturally talented. I mean, skilled. I know people have a problem with people saying someone's talented because it feels like there's no like learning involved and you're naturally born with it, but actually it's probably a lot of heckin' hard work to get to this level. Sam's very skilled, is what I'm saying. So I will show you it. It's not very easy to show you because it's on my forearm, so I'm gonna have separate shots of the tattoo once I've finished filming this, but I'm gonna try show you. Here it is! It is an ornate dagger with Bloodborne Carol runes etched onto the blade. You probably can't make those out as good as I'd like. I will get a separate shot of those, but yes, so look at him twist around as I move my arm. I love that. Forearm tattoos are so funny because they do just like twimst around. So I am so in love with it. I literally I don't know how to show you it while I talk. This is much more awkward than I thought it would be. I insert other clip here, and I'll voice over it. That's how we'll do it. The thing about Sam's tattooing is it is so incredibly detailed. The needles she uses are so tiny. It's just really, really like intricate work. When we were first putting the stencil on, she had put it a little bit smaller on my forearm, but we decided we wanted it to fill my forearm, and I think we got much more detail kind of in it because of that. I think if it had been any smaller, I think it would have been a struggle. Let me tell you a little bit about the inspiration behind this tattoo. I've always wanted a Bloodborne themed tattoo of some kind, but I didn't really know what kind of tattoo to get. I always wanted runes, but I thought just getting runes on their own, a lot of people have done that. A lot of people get the hunter mark. Jacksepticeye has the hunter mark tattooed on his body. I'm not saying that makes it like more popular just because Jacksepticeye has it, but it's a more common tattoo to see is the hunter mark on its own. So I wanted to do something a little bit different because I'm hipster like that. Is hipster even a term anymore? I'm just complicated like that. It was 4 runes that I decided to place on the blade, and Sam very kindly said that she could do that. I was worried they wouldn't all fit. I have the Hunter Mark, Moon, Air, and Blood Rapture. Those are the 4 runes that I decided that I wanted on the blade. Only really because they looked good. They don't really have any real special meaning to me. They have meanings in the game, obviously. The Hunter Mark, I mean, if you're a Bloodborne fan at all, you know that that is the most significant mark because that is the kind of hunter of hunters, like cult marking. Alien the Crow gives it to you. It's a really iconic symbol. Again, for people who have not played Bloodborne and don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Watch some of these videos. I'll put some in the description. Watch these videos talking about the story of it if you don't want to play it, and it might give you a bit of background. It's a gothic horror. It's beautiful. It's just everything I love in life aesthetically and thematically and fictionally. It's just like what my brain looks like inside. I'm so in love with the details on the hilt. Would you call it the hilt? Would you call that the hilt? Teddy's next to me. Mm-hmm. That is the hilt. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought that wasn't the right word. Of the blade there, all the little details. That is probably, I mean, obviously, it's all beautiful, but I love looking at that because of the way the shadows all kind of work in with it. Just the fact that it fills my whole forearm is something that makes me very, very happy. Actually, if look, I'll take my arm back here so you can see the full effect of it, because I realize, like, that could be any size of flesh. You don't know. That's more like we've got a little pumpkin for scale. Look, a little. Actually, that could be any size of pumpkin. My hand could just be like really big, and this is like a normal size pumpkin. But hopefully this helps getting the scale of things, even though a forearm should be enough scale. So I booked in with Sam earlier this year, and I eventually got this tattoo done in September, so not very long ago, last month. It's just so nice that I have it on my flesh. I love it so much. It's finally this love letter to a game that has kind of shaped me in many ways, which sounds really strange that a game could do that. But I think a lot of you who watch my stuff, you get what it's like to have a hyperfixation, right? Bloodborne was just, and still is, a kind of weird escape for me. I have all the... Actually, let me grab them. You're about to witness the depths of the hyperfixation. Okay, so we have the Bloodborne art book. This is something that came out years and years ago, but I only just got it a couple of years ago, and they don't even print it anymore. I had to get it from, import it from Japan. So this is actually a Japanese copy. It has the amount in yen on the back, but it is like, I mean, this is just a small taster. Let me just flick through. Like, just even seeing that flicking through is giving me so much dopamine. Look at that. Look at the dopamine. Look at this microdosing dopamine flicking pages. It's just a gothic dream. Like, you just right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's disturbing, and from clearly the mind of someone who's very ill. But some of the best art is. I'm not calling Miyazaki ill, by the way. I think if he is, it's in the best way possible. And I also have the Bloodborne comics. These are incredible. They're by Titan Comics. And these, unfortunately, I only have 3 of them for now. But there actually are other ones released at the moment, and I can't get my hands on them. So I have the Songcrows. I think that's the most recent of the 3. The Death of Sleep and the Healing Thirst. So yeah, beautiful again, and it basically opens up the world of Bloodborne in a completely new way, in a kind of like comic book, slightly more coherent story, because that's the one thing, like if you play Bloodborne, or even if you like look into the lore of Bloodborne, you'll be like, I don't get this. What is going on? What is actually going on here? And do you know what? I've steeped myself in the lore and the story of Bloodborne, and I still get confused. So don't worry. You're not alone there. But if you just like even take a brief look at the art in this, can you see why I'm vibing? I have carried on a lot of the costume design, I suppose you can call it that, the outfits in Bloodborne, into my own fashion as well, and it's heavily inspired me in the way I look and the way I present. So yeah, I guess maybe this game is responsible for my entire personality, so maybe you should thank them for that. That and the Vampire Chronicles. A combination between Bloodborne and the Vampire Chronicles is just like... Actually, yeah, Bloodborne is my mum, Vampire Chronicles is my dad. And then you get this. That's what you get. I'm the creation. Sorry, mum and dad. My real mum and dad. Anyway, back to the tattoo, because that's probably why you're here. It took around 3 hours, I want to say. I'm really bad and didn't record the exact time that it took, but it was about the same time as my Cathedral Spire took, which... Well, I just try and show you it while I'm here, because if you've not watched the previous video, you might be curious to see my other tattoo from this artist, so give me a moment. So this is my Cathedral Spire tattoo. It actually does need to be touched up in areas, purely because it's an area that gets, like, you know, when I'm putting on my clothes and stuff, it gets, like, wear and tear. But you can see the same, like, details, and this was a whole year. When was it I got this one? I'm sure it'll be in my YouTube video whenever I upload the YouTube video. So you can go and check that out if you want more details about this. But you can see the similarity in design. And that's the thing, I really, really ideally want Sam to do my whole arm. So I want an entire sleeve that is Gothic architecture and Bloodborne inspired. So this entire arm will be that aesthetic and entirely in Sam's artwork. If I'm lucky. One of the biggest questions that people always get when they get tattooed is, did it hurt? And yeah, most tattoos do hurt. This one, when I got this one, actually, I didn't notice the pain as much as this time. This time was much more painful, but mostly in this area, so like near to, what do you call the inside of your elbow? The inner elbow, inside, near to here. That was where it was most painful because I feel like there's a lot of nerves and whatnot here, and it's a kind of bendy area of your body, and also right up on my wrist here, the tip of the dagger. And also when she was doing the line of the runes, this line here, that was agony. And it was also like, it was the movement. So she would do the line like literally when I had to close my eyes at one point because I was actually finding it quite painful, which is unusual for me because I actually quite weirdly enjoy the sensation of being tattooed. I'm very strange, I know. When she was doing the line here, because it's like right in the line of my vein, it was almost like, sorry to get a bit graphic, but it was almost like she was taking like a knife and just cutting up my arm, because I had my eyes closed at the time as well because I was just trying to like get through the pain in that moment because she had to go over it quite a few times. So those were the most painful parts. That bit, the middle bit, and there. I didn't like the other bits. I don't really remember. I think I was fine. That's the only bits I kind of was fixed into my mind. But it was all right, really. I got through it. I would highly recommend Sam as a tattoo artist if you're in the Edinburgh area. I forgot to say that's where Sam is based, in Scotland, up in Edinburgh. It's Den of Iniquity, and obviously I'll put all the links to Sam's work in the description, but please, I just implore you, if you like the kind of style that she has, the kind of like medieval, like esoteric, just like beautiful black work that she does, then go check it out. You have to go and look at her stuff. She's just incredibly, I was going to say talented, but skilled is the right word. I am so excited to get more tattoos. As soon as I got this one, I had an itch to get another, and I think that's what happens. Is it's so funny because years ago I told myself I would never ever get tattooed, and I probably talked about this before in previous videos, but I think it's because I was so adamant on still having an acting career. But I kind of lost that dream. I realized it was a lot of pressure and a lot of bad vibes. There wasn't a lot of roles for people like me, so I got a bit disheartened. And I think if anything, if I do acting in the future, I want to do voice acting or do stuff that isn't so judgmental about tattoos, or maybe just hide my arms. I don't know. I love acting, I love creating, but I didn't want to never get tattooed just on the promise of maybe one day having an acting career. So I decided just to bite the bullet, and now I'm going to become heavily tattooed, and I'm very happy about it. My one big worry before getting this tattoo was this was my first visible tattoo, and I work in a hairdressing salon, and I have my sleeves rolled up all day long because I'm washing hair, and you can't have your sleeves like dipping in bleach or whatever. So I was worried people would judge me, and that it might polarize people's opinions on me, because I think people can still be quite judgmental of people who are visibly tattooed. And I actually had a moment of panic before I got it, and I thought, oh my god, this is it. My first visible tattoo. People are going to judge me different forever. And I have found that some people have been a bit odd, but most people have been really great. Even like the older generation, of people that come into our salon, they've been really nice and have just complimented on how beautiful it is. And I think ultimately that's what we should do, is celebrate the beauty and the art, the artistic value of tattoos. Like if you go into an art gallery and you look at art, even if it's art that might be considered violent or whatever, this being a dagger, that its very purpose is not exactly savory, but you can appreciate art at any age or in any kind of like viewpoint. You don't have to be a specific kind of person to appreciate art in many forms. But why is it as soon as it is put on skin, it becomes taboo? It becomes dirty. It becomes you associate it with certain people or certain. I don't know. It's just weird. I find it really strange because it's, at the end of the day, it's just art. It's just the canvas is human skin. So I don't really get it. But anyway, that was my worry. But so far, it's been fine. How do I, what if I pose like this? What if I pose like this? That's the only way you can slightly see it. No, I could just hold onto my lampshade like this. That'll be how I do the rest of the video. So, how are you? Can't wait to book in with Sam again when I can afford it. The next exciting thing that's happening is Teddy actually is getting tattooed by Sam. He's just sitting over here. He's off camera. Say hi, Teddy. He's drawing. So that is an exciting thing. He's getting a Hannibal inspired tattoo done on his leg, and I am so excited about it. I'm sure that he will probably show it off on social media and so, at some point when it gets done, so you'll be able to see that on all of his pages. It's linked to mine. You'll be able to find him easy. If not, actually, I'll just put him in the description so you can find him. But anyway, I should probably wrap this up here. If you want me to talk about Bloodborne more, or I don't know, go into more depth about anything, leave it in the comments. Leave some suggestions because I've got more time to make videos now because I've now uploaded 2 videos in October. So I'm quite impressed with myself. Go check out Sam. Get tattooed by her if you can. But anyway, for now, thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you very soon. Bye guys.